Hello, beautiful people. How are you feeling today? I hope you're doing great. I wanted to touch on dairy today. I wanted to talk about dairy. Let's get it out there, okay? It is the topic of discussion today for Fit in 40 Days in the book, so it's the perfect time to touch on it and explain. Okay, so first off, what is dairy? So Google says dairy products or milk products are a type of food produced from or containing the milk of mammals, most commonly cattle, water buffalo, goats, sheep, cows, etc. Dairy products include food items such as yogurt, cheese, butter, right? And milk, obviously. Okay, so that's what they've said. Now, dairy. So if you look up why dairy is bad for you, it says things like it's linked to prostate cancer, it causes digestive issues, et cetera, et cetera. Okay? So that's that. Now, that's not the reason that we aren't having dairy. Ours is a little different. Our reasons are different. But what I want to touch on real quickly before I go there is the nutrition facts of certain dairy products, right? So butter, I have it pulled up here on Google really quick. Butter is basically just fat, right? It's 12 grams of fat for a tablespoon, and there's no carbs and virtually zero protein, right? So it's all fat, right? And it is saturated fat, right? Meaning it's the bad fat. It's the fat that comes from an animal source versus unsaturated fat that comes from plant sources such as avocados or nuts, okay? All right. So that is butter. Butter's all fat. It's all saturated fat. Cheese, cheddar cheese. I'm a cheese lover. No judgment. It is 9 grams for one slice of cheddar cheese, 9 grams of fat and 7 grams of protein. So it's almost equal parts, right? Protein and fat. There's no carb in it. Okay. Let's see. Just regular old milk. Do I have regular old milk here? So just some milk. Well, this is condensed milk, and that's probably not a very good example. So just milk. Well, 1% fat. So it's only got 2.4 grams of fat, and it's 12 grams of protein. 12 grams of carbs and 8 grams of protein, right? So it's got a good mixture in there for the 1% fat, okay, for milk. Now, and that's a very good example, actually, for our purposes. Okay, so why we are staying away from dairy. All right, stay with me here. I'm going to try to explain it and do it as quickly as possible. So, regarding your macros, your macronutrients, which are carbs, protein, fat, those are macronutrients. The way your body uses them, these are the reasons that we're staying away from dairy. The way your body uses it and processes it. When you eat your food is fuel, right? So when you eat, you're talking to your body. You're telling your body what you need. You're having a conversation, okay? So when you eat carbohydrates, that's why they call it energy food, because your body uses your carbohydrates first, right? So when you eat, right, let's say you have a sandwich, okay? Let's say you have 2 slices of bread, you have a slice of cheese or whatever, which is the fat, right? And you have a piece of meat on there, whatever, on the sandwich, okay? So those 3 things, you have all 3 things in that sandwich. And you have a glass of milk on the side. But let's just say you have those 3 things. You got a call. Stop. Okay. Now, when you eat that, your body says, thank you. Food is fuel. Thank you. So, first, your body's going to use that bread. Your body's going to use the carbohydrate for energy. Again, that's why they call it energy food. That's why when people run marathons, they're exercising, they carb up, right? So they can have that energy, so their body can grab that really quick. They grab that first, right? So If your body is using the carbohydrate for energy, food is fuel, your body uses it for energy. If it's using the carbohydrate for energy right now, what is it doing with the other stuff that you gave it? It's going to save it. It's going to save it and store it for later. And how does your body store things? In the form of fat. So, you eat the sandwich. It's using the bread for energy, right? And while it's doing that, it's just going to save the cheese and the protein. It's going to say, oh, okay, we'll save that. We'll just go ahead and put that here. Thank you. We'll put it here. We'll save it under your chin. Oh, let's save it here at your belly. It's got, your body has all these little savings accounts. That's why I used to tell my clients, these are savings accounts, right? And your body's just saving up, storing up fat for when you need to use it. It's storing up energy. It's saved energy. Now, on the parts where you find it harder to lose or harder to move, I used to call that your vault. I used to tell my clients, that's your vault, okay? So your body, if you're taking money out of savings accounts, you're going to take from your small savings accounts first. And then finally, you're going to hit the vault. So it's getting to the vault. It's getting a little bit out, but you got to be more patient with the vault movement. Anyway, I digress. So it's storing it, right? So every time you eat a carbohydrate, you're telling your body, store fat. Carb, store fat. Carb, store fat. It's just storing it. You're having a conversation. You're telling your body to store the fat. Now, when you have dairy, for example, this milk, okay? 1% fat milk. You drink that milk. It has 12 grams of carbs. It has 2.4 grams of fat. And it has 8 grams of protein. So when you drink this milk, your body is going to start using those carbohydrates, and it's going to store that fat, and it's going to store the protein. It's going to store it until you use all of those carbs. And how do you use it? By moving around, by blinking your eyes, by standing up, by everything you do requires energy, right? You're burning some type of calorie, whether it's a lot of calories or not a lot of calories, whatever. You're burning energy. So if you don't use all of that, you don't use all that energy, all that fuel, all that food you just gave yourself, your body's going to store it. It's going to say, save it. Thank you, thank you. And what it does is just keeps storing up because your body's very efficient. It's always in survival mode. It's going to keep it till you need it. So that's what's wrong with dairy. Dairy has, not only does it have fat, a lot of fat, it's saturated fat. It's not even the good fat that we want. So it's going to store the bad fat. And you are giving it to your body all at once. All at one time. So, of course, that's what it's going to do. And it's going to hinder your progress, right? It's going to slow down your progress and just makes it just that much harder. So we're just trying to eliminate all the obstacles as much as possible to get to where we need to go. That's all. Not saying you can't ever have it, of course, but you can do whatever you want to do, right? This is you, this is your body, this is your life. It's what you want to do. My point is that you are knowledgeable about what you are doing. So as long as you know what's happening, it's on you. Hey. But if you go out and you don't really know what you're doing, then you're confused, you're frustrated, you don't know what's happening, you know, you're quitting, you're giving up. Well, this is what's going on, okay? So you're eating the carb, store fat. Carb, store fat is what it's going to do. And when you're eating something that has all those things combined, just makes it that much more difficult. That's why we're staying away from dairy, because it's just going to make it harder. All right? Now, I'm personally trying on a mission to find a vegetarian cheese source. I think I might have it. I'm trying some recipes out, but because I love me some cheese, just right, nachos. That's my favorite thing, like in the world, on the planet. So, yeah, that's my constant fight. Anyway, that's it. Let me know if you have some questions or concerns, and I hope I've cleared that up for you. All right.